Joining us now to talk more on this is President Dlamini of Cosatu. Welcome to the News at 8 and thank you so much for joining us. Just watching that clip of workers, let's just speak on that, the issue that they're complaining that they feel like their rights and their leader who was taking care of them and speaking for them has been expelled from the Federation. What can you say on that?
Firstly, we need to correct that. It's Cosatu, it's not an individual. Cosatu has programs that fit into the interest and the needs of the workers. But I also understand how the media gets manipulated to make certain views to be a truth when it's not necessarily the truth. You know that Cosatu is 2 million members strong. So you've just seen a number of workers speaking, some less informed or not informed about why the decision was taken.
Speaking on that, can you just give us exactly the reasoning behind the expulsion of Zwelinzima Vavi?
Cosatu took a decision on the 7th of November 2014 to expel NUMSA for violating the policies and the constitution of Cosatu. The General Secretary boycotted a press conference at which we were supposed to brief the public and the media about the decision. Didn't only do that, he then penned a letter, open letter, which was sent to affiliates and the media before we even could see that. Never attended a number of constitutional meetings of the Federation, but not only that, went public on why he didn't do that, literally undermining the very organization which employs him and has elected him. The CEC took a dim view of that particular situation and did not immediately act, but asked for Vavi to come and explain himself at the Central Executive Committee meeting why he is doing that. You will know that in the meeting that took place on the 3rd and 4th of March, he didn't come, but instead told the public why he didn't come. And thereafter, he convened yet other meetings, attended certain meetings outside the structures of the organization and literally dividing the unions of Cosatu. The CEC gave him yet another chance for the past special CEC, which ended today, for him to come and explain why he does what he is doing. You are now aware that on Sunday he went at large, pulling everything upside down in as far as Cosatu is concerned, and literally defying and actually saying that he doesn't care whether we fire him or not for defying Cosatu the manner he did. So the meeting took that decision based on those acts of misconduct by the General Secretary.
Now, Mr. Dlamini, what now for Cosatu? You've kicked out one of your biggest union, NUMSA, one of your biggest leaders in terms of somebody with a following for Cosatu. He's also been expired. Also defying the ANC that you seem to be very close to as a federation. What now for Cosatu? Where to from now?
There is no truth in Cosatu having defied the ANC. There is absolutely no truth in that. Everybody saying so should put evidence for that. And two, NUMSA was expelled for violating the constitution of the Federation. It's nothing that was untoward about that. The expulsion of the General Secretary of Cosatu was also constitutional, and he has the right to appeal. What we are doing now, and we continue to do, is to continue to ensure that the unity of the Federation is at the center, even if it means having to expel some of us for undermining that unity work of the Federation.
Cosatu seems to be under threat from other federations, the formations of a new federation, for instance, how are you going to mitigate that? How are you going to work as a federation to ensure that you do not lose any more unions to another possible federation, or a threat from AMCU, for instance, if they come up with a federation? What happens now? What is the way forward?
Firstly, there is no federation that is threatening Cosatu. Those that exist have told those who were trying to court them for a formation of an alternate to Cosatu that don't take your division issues into our own federations, leave us alone, continue fixing your issues inside. For the past 2 years, this project of working to form an alternate federation to Cosatu has been going on. It is failing, it will fail, I still say so, because if it was to succeed, by this time there would be one federation. If it comes, obviously, as it has been said, we shall cross that bridge when we reach it. We're busy building the unity of our federation and ensuring that the founding principles of Cosatu are defended at all costs.
Mr. Dlamini, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
That was Cosatu's President Dlamini joining us live in studio. Time now for a quick break. More news coming.